There's talk about privatizing the zoo, the golf courses, theaters, parking structures, and meters information technology, property management, the convention center, Van Nuys Airport, and Ontario Airport. We're looking at least 1,000 people losing their jobs. And if you think it's bad now, here's the bad news. It's projected to be worse next year. Something has to be done. Public employee pensions, which they have earned, is one of the biggest problems. You've got to pay those people. Ron, you wrote about this today. Is there a solution? If there is, give it to me.
Well, the solution is either the politicians get scared enough of the political consequences that they're going to be held accountable and thrown out of office, or we go into bankruptcy and a federal court judge decides what the contracts are and brings it all to the table. These were sweetheart contracts. The unions put these people into office, were rewarded with massive increases in their pensions over the last 10 years. They have bankrupted the city. They are bankrupting the state. It's the principal reason we can't pay our bills. We would have a lot of troubles without this pension problem, but we owe $10.5 billion into the police, fire, and the civilian worker pensions, not even counting the DWP, and we can't pay it. It's $400 million next year. It's $800 the next, $900 the next, $1.2 billion the next. Those are the deficits that we're facing because of political incompetence, because of dirty deals with unions, developers, contractors, and corporations. They have given away the farm. They're about to fire 1,000 of the youngest workers there, the lowest paid, the people who actually do work.
Yep.
They've created chaos by paying off in a sweetheart deal 2,700 workers who are the senior workers. It's a complete mess at City Hall, and I don't think they have the guts, the ability, or the talent to fix it.
Deborah, we have about 40 seconds on this one. Go ahead.
Ron, your fuel has totally been fired. I want to back you up on that level. Now, you can talk politics all day. I take my hats off to you simply because you are schooled. You are the penultimate in what you do and your craft with the newspapers and editing. So hats off to you for that. But I can speak on a personal level to back you up and second your motion. It comes down to good old-fashioned greed. Those who have want more, and they will do whatever they have to do, losing their integrity and their regard and their moral code. So it's regardless of office, it's regardless of who it affects and how it affects. And so when we do that, we put a fracture in society because we have no moral ethics and no moral code. And that is a shame.
What a huge embarrassment it would be for the city of Los Angeles to file for bankruptcy. All right. The Prop 8 trial continues in San Francisco. The eyes of the state and country are closely watching. One person testified that gay people in California enjoy substantial political power as a result of nearly unanimous support from high-ranking elected officials, labor unions, newspapers, corporations, and progressive religious groups. Another person testified gays do not have a meaningful level of political power. Lots of back and forth. Here's something that stood out. There's a video shown, and in the video, a pastor said gay marriage would lead to polygamy and bestiality. I'm not asking if you're for or against gay marriage, but I'm pretty sure, however it plays out, it will not lead to bestiality where people, unless very disturbed, would enter into a relationship with a llama. Am I right, Deborah?
You're absolutely right, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet and to the point. Just because you're a man of the cloth doesn't make you a man of God. These people are godless.
Ron?
I'm keeping it simple.
You got it.
It's tough to top that. It's a ridiculous statement. It's so far out that they discredit their cause. But that's what these debates are about in this country, is by bringing out the arguments that people make. We learn, we raise consciousness, and I think that this whole debate has moved things forward in a way that more people are aware, and some of these outmoded ideas, these backward-thinking people, these people who live in a cave, and, it's marijuana leads to heroin. We've heard this kind of song that's never been proven in any way. I mean, it's a sad commentary that those kinds of arguments are being raised against gay marriage. They're not talking about gay marriage and whether that's morally, legally, or societally a good idea. They're making ridiculous arguments that have no relevance to anything, but that affects what most people
That's
think.
Right.
They hear that and they realize, I don't want to be on the side with a pastor making those
Absolutely.
kinds of arguments.
You know what, gentlemen, may I interrupt you for one more comment?
Go ahead, Deborah. Go ahead.
The opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is fear. And when you
I
try
agree.
to fear monger people, Holding on to the fear makes you want to hate somebody. And these men are not men of God. They're not men of love. They're men of fear. There is something for them on a materialistic level to gain, and that is called pride. They need to watch their vanity.
Debra?
I'd go with before the fall, Deborah. That was very well put.
All right. Debra, Ron, well done tonight. We'll talk to you next week.